So, how did you get into the whole music scene?
Alright, well I've been playing music for like a long time, so ever since I was like really little, so it's just sort of been a natural thing, and I guess basking's just been a natural progression of that really, so yeah.
How long have you been busking on the streets of Adelaide?
I've been busking for 2 years now, so just a little bit over, so yeah, it's been great fun.
So what's been your main motivation to share your music with the public?
Oh, I guess as an artist, to be heard and to be liked, you know, for what you do is just a really important thing. So again, a natural progression of like just being a musician and an artist. I mean, I also do a lot of artwork and things like that as well. It's not strictly just music. So to have that, I guess, audience is just a wonderful thing. To have people, you know, say, hey, we really like that. You know, I can feel that. You know, it's really good. So yeah.
So what genre do you feel that your music fits into?
Okay, genre, well I guess I cover a lot of ground sonically, so I guess to put it all in one basket kind of be a little bit difficult, but you know, in saying that I don't mean obviously very broad, and, you know, all those sorts of things, it's not like that, but there's, I mean, I guess it would depend on who you ask. I mean, some people say, oh, that's that guy that plays like that really ambient classical music, or someone else might say, oh, that's the guy who plays the funky electric piano, or, you know, I guess on the most part, most people say, oh, that's the guy that plays that screeching, screaming techno stuff really fast on Hindley Street late at night. So I suppose it would depend on who you ask, I guess. Yeah, difficult one to answer, I suppose. Hopefully I'll be able to work out some concise method of packaging it all together in the near future. But yeah, for now I'm really not sure quite where I'd put it genre-wise.
So what other musicians inspire you?
I'm a great fan of Icehouse and Pseudo Echo, but I love Tears for Fears and Robert Palmer. Yeah, anything really. I love Chopin, the pianist from Poland. You know what I mean? Like just anything ambient and dreamy. Yeah, that's just good in my book. You know, and expressive as well. You know, a lot of artists. Like I've got a big record collection. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different people. Shirley Bassey, Alice in Chains. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a mixed bag, so yeah, a lot of people. But Icehouse and Pseudo Echo be my number ones.
So you moved into the vocal scene with your latest song, What's Up? So what's your next step from here on? Alright,
yeah, well What's Up, that's the last song I've sort of been working on. I've got another 2 coming up that are very similar. So to answer the question, yeah, vocals is where that's the next like step for me as far as musically. I love the keyboard, I'll always play it, and basking is something I love, so that's, look at it, you know, should all this go amazing and I become, you know, stupendously like famous or anything like that, I'll still rock up and run the wall and play and harness it because I just love it. But vocals is where I want to be going next. That's the next biggie for me. So as far as What's Up, that's definitely a direction I want to go. Possibly not always as weighty and heavy as that one, but it was good to branch out and try a bit of dubstep and, you know, mix it up with a bit of heavy metal and see what sort of happens with it. Yeah, so I have another 2 songs like that coming out. So if all goes well, this next CD coming out in the next few months will be maybe between 5 and 7 songs, all based around that, all vocals, guitars. Yeah, very much that kind of thing. Because while I love the music I play busking, I think as far as making it commercially and getting it, you know, on the radio, it's not that it's not good, but it's not the right music for that kind of environment. Whereas if I can get this other sort of edgy kind of, not pop, that's not the right word for it, but sugar-coated, easy to swallow but edgy music, then that's going to roll really good for me, because yeah, vocals is where I want to go next.
Do you play any other instruments besides the keyboard?
Yeah, guitar and drums are 2 other things, and again, like I said before, vocals is something that, you know, that's my next biggie, you know, if that's what I'm really pushing for, but guitar and drums. So as you heard on the song, there's guitar, like, you know, some sort of heavy metal kind of rhythmy riff sort of going on, a couple of little solos and some of the other songs. Yeah, but for live sort of thing, I, you know, predominantly stick to keyboard because that's what I'm most, I just feel natural when I'm doing that, you know. I love the other instruments, they're great, but as far as feeling natural and just, you know, transparent, I really like the keyboard, so yeah.
So when and where can your friends check you out in Adelaide?
Alrighty, well I'm in the mall random days through the week, but you know, Friday, Saturday nights, that's my main nights when I'm out and about from around, so from about 8 PM onwards on Hindley Street, kind of near McDonald's. So yeah, in the city, and like, so that's if you want to come see me live, things like that, or grab a CD or whatever. Outside of that, I have a Facebook page where you just check out Izera Stephen, and same for MySpace. There's a MySpace page where there's a lot of other varied sort of just little random tracks that I've made, not so much you know, hardcore songs or anything, but they're just random little jam tracks that I've made up and popped them on there. So if you chase up Izera on Facebook or MySpace, yeah, there's lots of interesting things to take a look at, so yeah.
So what equipment do you take when you go out busking?
Well, for starters, I've got my Casio WK3700, which is the big silver keyboard that I use, and I just love it. That's my favourite, like, my favourite keyboard in the whole world. As you can see, I've got a house full of like some pretty out there stuff, but man, that's my go-to keyboard. Like, the things I can get out of that, I couldn't get that out of anything else. Doesn't matter what it is. Aside from that, well, as you've probably seen, I've got that great big subwoofer on the amp and the 2 other speakers, and you know that really gets the message across, man. If you're going to say it, you say it with a sub. And yeah, just still on a stand really. So yeah, but the Casio and my big old sub, man, that's where it's at.
Where can your fans get a copy of your music?
I have them on me when I'm playing in Rundle Mall and Hindley Street and stuff like that, so they're normally sort of stuck in the top of my keyboard, so they're pretty easy to see. So yeah, if anyone wants one, just come and say, hey man, want the CD? So yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your CD?
Yeah, it was recorded here in my studio. It only took a couple of days actually to do, so it was nice and it was good fun, so that was good. I had a lot of people asking me for a long time, dude, you've got to have a CD, where's your CD? How come you haven't got a CD? You told us the CD was coming out, so... And then it all just sort of fell into place, and it just all sort of worked itself out, and it's been selling really well, and people have been really liking it. I get compliments on Facebook all the time, oh dude, it hasn't left my CD player, and you can't help but feel heaps good when you get things like that. You think, oh, that just makes my week, to think that people really like what you're doing and stuff, so yeah.
Thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure doing this interview with you, and I hope we see you sometime soon in the future in Rundle Mall.
No worries, it's been my pleasure. Anytime, guys, no worries.